You okay, Caesar?
We're back.
Yeah, my fucking Discord keeps resetting for some reason, for no reason at all. It's been doing it for the last couple days.
That's
Really?
weird.
It'll blink out and shut down and come back up like it just got open brand new.
That's weird and annoying.
It only started a couple days ago too.
Well, so for those of you that had the stream on and were listening to it or whatever, because I didn't really give any notice, but I played Old Lang Syne, and they did sing the same damn verse twice or 3 times. So, Happy New Year, everybody.
What the best part about the New Year is?
What? The old year's gone?
I was going to say that if you eat leftovers from before, you can be like, hey, I'm eating something from last year.
Oh, God.
I might be more eating than others.
You're just weird, Brad.
Awesome. Well, we are back, and we are, where were we at? Oh, you guys had just met Damien Brewin, and he offered you $500 a person to figure this out, because people are going to start pointing fingers at his boss. Is that a dog? That's a dog breathing.
The cats are a little on edge.
Which was it? Kay, was it your dog that was doing that? Oh, Caro Cat.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Sorry, that was my pup.
Yeah, Caro Cat over in London. She's got a dog that would sit there and you'd hear it going.
It's called something like reverse breathing. I don't know, because he's a bulldog beagle pug. So the bulldog and beagle, their faces are smushed in, and so they just something goes wrong with the flap.
They have sinus issues.
Yeah.
That's called shallow gene pool, is what that's called.
Exactly. So what works like a charm when that happens, because they get really freaked out, of course.
Yeah.
Because who wouldn't? You can't breathe. Is covering their noses so that they can't breathe for just a second.
Yep.
And it just kind of writes it.
Oh, so you've got to be your dog would die if you didn't do that.
Oh, no. I mean, it works. It evens out on its own eventually. Like, I've never seen it last more than 3 minutes. But they get really, my dogs at least get really distressed and freaked out by it. So, try to make it last as little as possible.
All right.
He's all curled up next to me now because he's freaked out.
Sorry, doggy.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, though. Got that going.
Yeah. Not that he knows. He doesn't care.
Dogs know. Dogs know. Listen. All right. So you guys are at the scene of this murder, and you've been able to hold your guts in. And Ida had to dump Remy on his ass, kind of put him in his place for a second. You turn around. What are you gonna do? There's this guy downstairs. He's like, I'm calling the law. You got an hour. You do what you need to. He don't care who you works for. And you could tell that he really didn't care by the way his hands were shaking when he gave you the key.
An hour should be plenty of time to look around and get the frick out of there.
You don't see a weapon.
Since Remy can't read, can he draw?
Probably.
He could draw the crime scenes and the symbols.
Yeah. Here you go. Can you hold the pencil?
Give me a smarts roll and an agility roll.
She she can always hand over her notebook to him.
Well, he's smart enough to do it, but he ain't quite got the dexterity to make. It's like I can see it, just like everybody else. We can see the beautiful picture in our mind, but we can't make that work in our hands. So no, Remy can't draw for shit.
Oh no!
You got a stick figure on a square box.
You got some Diablo Bob characters going. All right, so let's see what the party can find here. Faith voodoo. No, nobody has faith voodoo. Anybody got a cult?
I don't think so.
Anybody have healing?
Arcane, yeah, I got healer.
Healer?
Shamanism.
There you go.
Arcane background, shamanism.
Yeah, it's not a cult, so it doesn't really work that way. Healing. The man's death. The man's death was caused by deep cuts to his throat and wrists.
Oh.
Give me a roll. Healing roll. Anybody with healing?
How do I do that?
You should be able to double click in. Let's see. On your. Hang on, I got too many windows open.
Does anybody actually have healing?
Nope.
Oh, you've got. Oh, yours would be on your focus. Yeah, so healing is in your powers. So give me the healing roll in your powers, but we're not going to count that against the powers that you've used.
The powers.
Yep, on your powers tab. There's a
that one?
Yep.
Dude has powers and we haven't been using them? What?
You haven't had to yet. He's pretty good at mending people. That's about all he's good at as far as powers go. Some kind of gift his mom.
That's how he keeps his
mom
feet fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So healing with a raise. And you did more than have a raise on that. Symbols carved into the victim's chest were administered while he was still alive and kicking.
That's unfortunate.
Human sacrifice.
You needed to kick a bit fucking harder, if you ask me.
Who has survival, street smarts, or this would be an investigation roll? So I'd let anybody can investigate something in my world. I mean,
so I got survival streets.
Why don't I have? I have survival city.
I got swamps.
Well, you guys all have. So just roll me your best survival roll.
Common knowledge about shady activity is murder a shady activity?
Survival streets.
No, shit for shit.
Survival swamps. Remy Boudreaux, survival swamps.
Wow.
Louis, he keeps trying to.
Crowd there, like, didn't it?
Louis keeps trying to look in this room, but he can't. He just can't take it. He's like, he gets to looking around, and he sees that pile of guts strung out, and then he's like, turns around, he's like, I can't look at it. I can't look at it. But Remy, on the other hand, Remy's looking around, and you find a bucket, Remy, and it's almost empty, but it kind of it's probably beer, so probably a bucket of chalk or a bucket of beer that he got from someplace. It smells, like barley, malted barley, and it smells like beer, which is not uncommon because that's how people would. You'd go to the tavern, you'd have them fill your bucket full of beer, and you'd take it home. So that's not uncommon. Carry out, and yeah. So investigation with a raise didn't happen. Investigation. Everybody, give me another investigation roll of some kind, survival, whatever. It could be.
Can it be notice?
It can be notice. It can be not common knowledge. It can be notice. It can be. The other one required investigation, though. So I'm sorry. All right. So about the same time, Remy and Jimmy grab the guy and start going through his pockets. And one of you pulls out a wallet And in the wallet is some Siemens papers, and they identify him as Mark Bird.
Okay. I was going to ask further questions then, but that's fine.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead and ask a question.
Like if there's money in the wallet? Because I was thinking it too.
If there's alcohol in the room?
I was going to ask what semen papers were, but
You know, when I said Seaman papers, I was like, So basically, he's the
his
equivalent
paperwork for being in the Navy.
right. Modern day merchant marine, probably. You know, he
Right,
works on
okay.
the river or something. He's a riverman. But
Yeah.
looks like he's qualified to go to sea.
He's a master seaman.
He's
Probably
really good.
not from around here.
Really good at baiting hooks and traps too.
Mm-hmm. Some sort of masturbator.
Yep. Masturbator seaman.
Is his surname Staines?
What?
Seaman Staines.
Seaman Stains?
All right, guys.
He's left a lot of them everywhere.
You know, it seems like J-Rob just joined the table. So let's roll
Yeah,
right along.
pull that-
I miss my
pull that
old buddy
floodlight
J-Rob. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, J-Rob. Of course, you never watch Twitch and stuff, so I understand. But miss you, buddy. All right.
Even Venom special shows?
No, he actually
New Year's
has a
Eve special.
timer set on his phone for those.
Double the X's.
All right, so that's what you find here at the Boatman's Rest in the room.
Was there any signs of blood on the windowsill?
Does he look anything like Isabel?
You're checking out the windowsill?
Solid question.
He doesn't look
No.
anything like Isabel. No, he doesn't.
Or, I was thinking like ethnically.
So you're checking out the window, Jimmy?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the fella had to get blood on him, right?
Any
might
hero
be bloody
looking
fingerprints.
out the window sees a fall of a good 20 to 25 feet to a cobblestone alley. You also see yet another shocking sight: the body of a man laying in a heap on the ground directly beneath the window.
Early fact, there's enough fucking cops out there, Leak. Better go down and have a look at that one, eh?
The fuck did he just say?
Something about there's another something. We should
There-
probably go have another look, shouldn't we?
There's another fucking dead person down there, Leak.
How far is it?
Cops.
20?
Another fucking dead person
Cops
down
down
there.
there.
That's all you need to know.
It's probably fucked up, like some fucking serial murder going on in some fucking shit.
Well, okay, I will go take a look at this.
And I don't mean the Lucky Charms kind of fucking serial either.
Vino, give me another investigation roll, notice roll of some kind.
Of course.
All right.
All right. So did Ida see anything in there? Because she did get a better roll than Jimmy.
I've got to give Vino a fate chip just for going, of course. Okay, so Louis, you head downstairs because you obviously don't want to look at this room full of innards. Somebody else asked me something. Ida, you said what?
I said, did Ida see anything? Because she did get a better roll than Jimmy.
Jimmy was looking out the window specifically. He was looking at the window, checking. He said, "Is there any blood on the window?" Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Ida.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Martha,
you were kind of overlooking at the body when he kind of, hey, there's a body down here. Hey, there's a body down here. Something or other. Can you fucking talk?
There are no tracks leading out of the room.
No, there's tracks all over
Door
the
was
place.
locked, right?
There's blood smeared all over the place in here, man.
There's blood everywhere.
I mean,
Hey,
this dude's basically
Yeah.
been bled out.
But does the blood leave the room onto the landing, though?
Oh, it definitely
I
leads
think
out
he's
this
right.
window. No, it leads out the window.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, you
There's
put
no
it
fucking
together,
bomb.
you see blood everywhere. So at first, it's kind of hard to put the picture together. But pretty soon you start going, Jimmy goes over and looks at the window. He's like, wait a minute, there's a body out there. And Ida goes, okay, well, these look like, that might be footprints because it's just smeared blood kind of leading towards the, well, yeah, somebody could have went out the window. About this time, Louis like, okay, I'll go see. And he leaves. He's like, okay,
I literally just say now, he's about to find enough fucking body.
I'm gonna go poke it with my cane.
You go poke the body with the cane?
Yeah.
And when you do it, it goes, ah! No, I'm kidding. It doesn't do anything. It just lays there like a body.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Did it look like he fell into his death,
It's a
or
man.
is there like a cut mark?
It's a man.
I don't know. You gonna search him or what?
I'm
I'll
gonna
search
search
him.
him.
You're gonna look him
The one
over.
outside?
Yeah, the one downstairs. Louis immediately
gonna-
left when he said there's a body. Louis like, I'm going down the body. I can't deal with
I
it.
saw hanging out the window. Check his fucking pants. Check his pants.
So you kind of poke him. You roll him
I'm gonna take
around.
his
You roll him
pockets
over. If the heroes go to investigate, they find. You search his pockets and stuff, pull some stuff out. A person by the name of Jeremiah Monroe.
Does he have blood on his hands?
He's quite dead.
That wasn't
And
the question.
probably he's covered in blood. And the cause of death is obvious. It's a broken neck because his head is completely twisted around backwards
Oh,
as his body lays forward, but yet he's looking up at you.
wait.
Oh.
And he's covered in
That
blood.
must like happen from
So-
falling.
Give me a
This
notice
guy-
roll,
no.
Louis.
You don't twist your neck from falling. Get your neck
Not
twisted
generally.
before you fall.
Any hero who gets within a few feet of Monroe's body should make a notice roll. And you get a strong smell of beer coming off this guy. Just smells drunk as shit.
I believe I may have a connection. What if the victims are all heavy drinkers?
What the fuck are you trying to say? Like,
Well, I mean, this guy was obviously very drunk.
Well, you know, Carrie
And-
Nation got her start someplace before she was an old lady smashing barrels full of beer. She could have started in New Orleans killing people. That's a good theory, Ben. Oh, I like it.
Well, Nathan was a drunk, and he
Right.
killed Isabel. This
Yeah,
guy
but
could have been a drunk.
every
He killed
motherfucker in the city is a
the
fucking drunk. If you
Seaman.
draw that connection, you fucking arrested every cunt.
And there's a chip for both of you for kind of connecting. So these guys are drunks. Fantastic. You've made a connection. Got a couple drunks. Vino, because you got such a good roll earlier looking at that, you're like, wait a minute. You go back upstairs and there's that bucket of beer there, right? It had like a little bit left in the bottom of it. You smell it. Sure enough, it's beer, but you kind of pour it out. It's got a, I don't know, it looks like Killian's Red. You know that shit that
Where'd
Coors
the
made
beer
that
come from?
had dye in it. Had to have dye in it. I don't know. Don't sue me, Coors. I don't know if you put dye in your fucking beer or not, but tried to make an Irish beer called Killian's Red and it tastes like dog piss, but okay.
But don't sue me.
Don't sue me.
Oh, that's your opinion, and you're
I'm entitled to
you
my
have one.
opinion because they're like assholes and I'm a big one, so let's move right along.
and they all stink except yours, right?
No, mine stinks real bad too. I will tell you my opinion stinks. My opinions stink. But I'll tell them to you if somebody
Just
really asks.
FYI, I think we lost Brad.
I think he's
Definitely,
having some internet
yeah.
issues.
It's been a while since we've seen his face.
I think we had a VC
There he
issue
is.
because my camera flashed for a moment too.
He's back.
I think yours was an XSplit issue, Marb.
Was it? Did it flash? Well,
I
that's just
think. I
because
could be wrong.
XSplit's my cam, but anyway. So yeah, so you
maybe Nathan and this guy are drinking from the same spigot.
It's the same fucking bear. You think it's
Same tavern.
magic
Could
fucking
be.
bear?
Where are they getting this from?
Leprechaun beer.
It
I don't know,
just,
that's-
Made by the fairies, eh?
Perhaps there's
But the
something
bear,
in the beer.
but the bear makes you a victim though, rather than a murderer. Seems a little strange.
No. I think the drunks are doing the murders. They're the ones drinking. I think maybe they're getting the same beer from the same place.
And then they're offering themselves
And
afterwards.
Right.
Then-
And whatever's in the beer is controlling them with some voodoo bullshit.
Let's find a fucking bear. I'll drink a pint. We'll see if I kill either, and then we'll know for sure.
Okay, you guys are.
We had a lead on some brewery.
Let's see. Yeah, a quick search of his clothes. A quick search of his seamen's clothes turned up his own seamen's papers. Again, seamen's papers. Naming him as Jeremiah Monroe. Posse also finds the man's hands and arms are covered in blood and not his own. And the carving knife he used to commit the horrible deed lies nearby, also covered in blood.
So are we assuming that the person who died did the murder?
That's what it appears.
Right.
But then who snapped the guy's neck?
And then shoved him out the window.
He didn't snap his own neck.
I've landed on his neck oddly.
I don't know, but I'm slightly worried that we keep arriving at murder scenes before the cops.
Nathan committed suicide.
Slackers.
This guy might have did a head dive out the window.
Carl, do you remember what I said earlier about sometimes in the Irish neighborhoods it takes the next day before the cops show up? That's where you're at.
I do know that, but they may be drawing some causality between.
Yeah.
Always at the fucking murder scene.
No, so you're like, let's get the fuck out of here, quick.
I was real nervous about that when we got the tip.
This is becoming a bit of a suspicious fucking trend, is what I'm getting at.
I wonder if perhaps that businessman is trying to make us look guilty to take his blame off himself.
I'm looking
exactly.
at you.
So let's do our looking and then leave. Do our talking later.
You're really selling me on this beer business.
There's also a traveling bag, like a canvas bag with a handle on it.
I'm just looking through there.
Just grab it and go.
Take it and get out of here.
No, we're not taking any of their shit because that can come back on us.
What?
No.
Ida's a cop. You guys are you're acting like she's a cop, and this is her neighborhood. This is her turf. So she's got every right to be there. Just the street beat ain't got here yet.
So she's looking through there. Because she knows well enough not to bring home suspects and murder victims.
All right, so
to her house.
So in a bundle of bags, beside the bed is inside the bag is a Bible, and inside the front page is a gift inscription noting the Bible was presented to Jeremiah Monroe on the 15th of June, 1871. So that's 7 years ago.
Okay.
What denomination of Bible is it?
It's a King James version, of course.
I don't think the new one. I can't think of what it's called.
No, you would have had the American Standard would have been translated by this point in time.
Oh, would it?
Yeah. Okay, so the book is dog-eared, and I think so. Somebody can Google me on that, but I think that was done in the mid-1800s.
Always be a non-English Bible too.
Yeah, no, it's an English Bible. The book is dog-eared, well-worn, so it looks like it's been well used. And that's about it.
Monroe was the one that we found on the street, right?
Monroe is the body you found out. Well, that's the guy who had, Siemens papers in his pocket.
Yeah, I thought that was the guy in the bed.
Well, they both
did.
Seaman.
They both did. The one on the ground outside had papers that said Jeremiah Monroe and had his, next to kin, connection information, all this stuff that would be in a, somebody's personal record.
Personal effects.
Yeah, personal effects.
Yeah, the reason I ask is we are in the Irish Quarter, so it could have been the Catholic Bible.
Yeah.
It very well could have been a Catholic Bible. And not only that, I mean, you are
1611.
You are in New Orleans, and it
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, it could have been the
Catholicism
Catholic.
is much more present here.
You know, it's in New Orleans. What is it? Mass on Sunday and voodoo on Monday. Something like that. I don't know. If Joey was here, if Fable Forge was here, he'd tell us. Joey's from down in New Orleans. All right.
So
The English translation was in 1611.
Any particular passages particularly dog-eared or marked?
yeah.
No, nothing. I mean, yeah, sure, several, many. I mean, this guy looked like he was an avid reader of scripture. There's notes scribbled in the margins and stuff, just all through this thing. So yeah, but what?
But nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing like non-scripture related.
I don't know. There's 66 books in this particular Bible, the Protestant Bible, and so we can, I don't know how long you guys gonna sit here. And last I heard was, grab me shit, let's get the fuck out of here, because the fucking cops are coming. Some kind of shit I couldn't understand.
Yeah, but we just realized she is the fucking cop that's coming.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, Ida's fine. If anything, like, what the fuck are you all doing here?
But you're not wearing cop clothes. Last I heard, you changed into street clothes, and not
She
that
did.
you really wear cop. I mean, the cops didn't wear. The beat cops do, but
Uniforms.
detectives aren't going to wear uniforms. You're going to wear,
Right.
you like men's, jackets,
Yeah.
suit jackets.
She has her identification papers on her, and her whatever badge or whatever was used for
Her tattoo behind her
Identification.
ear right here, secret agent.
her
Oh.
ID number tattooed behind her ear. Yeah.
Yep.
You
She's
mean
like
barcode?
barcode. Well, that would be in the future, I would think. But okay.
The chip has been implanted.
So
Oh,
where
so you
do
got vaccinated, I see.
Yeah, but it's a clockwork chip
where do we go from here?
Yeah.
powered by steam.
Okay, so in the bag was the Bible of the guy outside.
Yes.
Are there any other personal effects in the room?
Perhaps we should speak with the owner fellow and see if they'll both staying here together.
The little screechy man downstairs.
Yep.
The little wimpy-looking man, yeah. Not Remy, the other guy.
So
mean-
you guys go
Hey.
back down to Strayback, huh?
Well, the guy was in the Navy, so they could have been together.
Did you not hear somebody falling to death?
You
I
know,
wasn't going to say it.
you know why the Navy takes Marines on the ship with them, don't you, Caesar?
The Marine will say it. What's that?
What? You know why the Navy takes Marines on the ship with them? Because
Why is that?
they can't take sheep. I'm kidding you, buddy. That's that actually my buddy Captain Weaver down in Florida had been in the Marines. He'd been in Guantanamo Bay, and my stepson John had been in the Navy for about 8 years at the time. And they were sitting we were sitting out on the deck, and they got to talking, and John was home on leave, and Captain Weaver, Kevin, he said something about some bad joke about the Navy, and John came back with that, and I've never forgot that. Kevin didn't. Of course, he had 2 or 3 Xanaxes in him and about a 12-pack of beer by that time. So he was doing good to even converse with people.
Oh, I've heard them all.
Yeah. But I don't have any
I've
right.
told them all.
I don't have any right. So, all right. So, you guys, what are you doing? You going back down to Strayback, or are you going to dig around this guy's guts some more?
Well, are there any other personal effects around the room?
Does anybody know what the inside of a person is supposed to look like, so we can see if it's missing anything?
No.
Clothes. There's clothes in here. There's like 3 or 4 changes of clothes in this bag. It's a big duffel bag.
Nothing in the pockets.
There's no pockets.
No, but like, is he missing any organs?
Heart. Any heart or organs? They're all. They're not missing. They're like sitting outside of his body, like he's been opened up, and they're like laying around.
They're missing for him.
Right.
Yes. They're not doing him any good anymore.
I was meaning Did somebody
really badly
cut
needed
out
a
his
full
heart and
stop.
take it?
Have they been nibbled upon?
Somebody with a healing like Justin has that. You kind of know the body a little bit, probably from skinning all them deer
Well, yeah,
and
he's
pigs
gutted
and
many
shit.
animals too.
Well, you got the healing skill. So give me a healing roll with your healing skill, and let's see if you can determine if there's any organs missing out of this. You start kind of, but you got to realize the shit's strung all over the room. Very good. No, with the raise. Whoa. With the raise, because you got a raise on that roll. You're like, no, all of his organs are here. There's a liver, there's a heart. Over here's one of his kidneys. Oh, over there's the other one, and his brain is still in his skull because his skull's not been opened unless it sucked out through his nose. You don't know, but
Well, looks like all of his parts are here. All the pieces are here.
All right. Are there any markings on the beer container of any sort?
Is there a beer container of any sort?
There's a bucket.
Sure.
There was a bucket in
It's a
there
bucket.
that smelled like beer. Remy smelled it. Smelled like beer. There's no. It's just somebody's personal bucket. There's probably one in every hotel room. You can go down the street and get a bucket of beer and bring it home with you or something.
It smells like beer in the bottom of it, right?
Yeah.
Didn't the guy at the brothel give us a name of
Yes,
a brewery?
somebody
or
want to
something
taste it?
check out?
There's a little
A
bit left
business?
in there.
I'm gonna have a wee taste of the beer. I need to make myself useful somehow. Eh?
You turn it up and you're like,
I mean, it's alcohol.
it's beer. It's a little
I
flat.
take a wee sip of it first of all, see what it tastes like.
It's kind of sweet. It's a sweet beer. So it's think of a festival type ale.
Oktoberfest.
Made with maybe some berry. You don't know. It's kind of there's something sweet about it, but it's tastes like beer.
Some mead with juniper berries in it.
No, it's not mead.
Okay.
This is mead, but of course you guys can't see it. But
Yum.
It reminds me, there's a brewery here in Virginia that makes Lucky Charm beer for St. Patrick's Day.
What?
They are after times.
So
I haven't been able to get a hold of any.
I don't feel like shivving anybody all of a sudden or anything.
I don't know. Do you?
Hide behind I.
Carving some symbols.
Can I
Maybe hiding
drink
behind
some
me.
more. Drink some more of it for science.
I don't think hiding behind me would be the best choice for protection from what's his face. Sorry.
Why, you're the scariest one.
Which is also the shortest.
And the one he dislikes the most.
Well, it depends. I mean,
Someone
if you're
said that.
if you're a criminal,
They're gonna run.
if you're a criminal, you fear Ida Murphy. If you're not a criminal and you're just a business guy that has some reason to fear Jimmy, it's a different type of fear. It's like, oh, I owe somebody money and they sent Jimmy the shark, or it's oh, I broke the law and I'm going to jail. Two different types of power swinging here. Or I'm going to jail, or I have to pay a bunch of money not to go to jail, which is why Ida got into the business, but that's okay.
Hells yeah.
I was thinking more that if he was trying to stab her, I could run away.
Justin, don't run so fast.
If you were trying to stab me and you were hiding behind me, you'd be hurting.
So, what are you guys gonna do? Wade through the guts some more, or go talk to Straybeck, or
Yeah, I gotta talk to that fella down on the reception, like
the guy that wasn't very friendly to
Yeah, I
begin
think
with?
we're okay here.
Yeah, the nervous fellow.
All right.
Yeah,
So, should the
I might give it a look.
heroes question the clerk? You find him evasive.
Yeah, I bet we do.
Ada, give him that look.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna intimidate him. Hold on.
Okay, let's see. So basically, you find him evasive. It's just his nature. Plus, New Orleans is not the place to be giving out information. The first sodbuster that, of course, you're not a sodbuster, but that asks a probing question. If prompted, however, he can provide the following information. So I need you to give me a persuasion, a intimidation, something.
If that didn't do it, I'm gonna use a chip.
Well, that'll get you this piece of information.
Okay.
He tells you that Jeremiah Monroe was a sailor or a boatman of some sort, and he had rented rooms in the Boatman's Rest before, but never been violent, and he definitely never killed anyone.
Prior to.
That's what your role gave you. Anybody else want to try to knock this old man around a little bit, or beat him up with your eyeballs?
Him, did you see what he came in with? This pail. Did you see the other fella? Or did he come in on his own?
He says everybody comes in here with a pail. Everybody who stays here, I mean, they're here for a reason, aren't they? I mean, look around you. This ain't the Hotel Monteleone on the other end of the quarter. I mean, look at this place.
Do you realize that somebody fell out the window? You got.
I don't get paid enough to put up with your shit. Corpse at the bottom of the window. What are you talking about? There's a body in the room upstairs.
Smack.
You smack it. Okay. So you smack the hell out of him. So give me that intimidation roll to go with.
Too fucking real.
Too fucking weird.
This old man, but he's like, he looks at you and goes, shit, my old lady hits harder than that.
Fuck you.
Knocks him again. Okay, damn it. Okay, what do you want? What do you want? And
you fucking teeth if you don't ask me some fucking questions.
Remy, you rolled a persuasion roll before. You started asking him something, and then Jimmy steps up and grabs the old man and punches him twice in the head. And the guy's like, all right, what do you want to know? What the fuck do you want to know?
I was attempting to ask him nicely, but I guess it doesn't matter now.
Well, he just starts spitting it out with blood and pieces of teeth. He's like, straight. I seen Monroe and Mark Bird together before. They was under the impression, or he's under the impression they knew each other. And said he saw Monroe return to his room in the hotel a few hours ago carrying a pail of beer. He doesn't know the name of the bar he came from, but he's sure it was nearby. Everybody around here drinks beer. Everybody's, they're here for a reason. Let me go, damn you. I'm calling the law.
So
you already called him.
Just a quick question. So Monroe is the dead person, right? Well, I know they're both dead, but he's the one on the bed or the one out of the window?
He's the one on the sidewalk.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, what about the one on the bed?
Who's the fucker on the bed?
I don't know. I thought it was Monroe. He's a dead fucker, isn't he? Son of a bitch. I'm calling my lawyer.
Mark Bird.
Mark
Bird
was the one on the bed.
This old guy don't know. He just found a body, and before he could call the law, somebody came in and said, nope, I'm sending somebody over to investigate this first. And he basically tells you that, I know you work for some powerful people, but I can't just hide this forever. I got to report this shit.
She is the fucking police. This is how we do things around here.
It's already been reported.
You're the police. Show me.
The investigation.
This is what we call a fucking investigation.
You punch him in the fucking mouth.
So she rolls her eyes and kind of tries to pull Jimmy away from him a little.
In the future, there's going to be this film called LA Confidential. You'll understand.
Oh,
LA Confidential.
And she just tries to pull him back a little bit, and she just says, "It's fine, sir. It's fine. I am the law. I am here to investigate. So don't you worry about that. I will be sure. I will be sure. You will be sure that my colleagues will be here to help clean up a bit, and the coroner will be on his way. But for now, I need you to be answering these questions."
Okay. What do you need me to answer?
Do you know who this Mark what?
Bird.
This Mark Bird, has he been in here as well?
I don't know Mark Bird.
So he did not check in.
I don't have it. Look at the register
looks
right
like-
there. His name ain't on there.
The names are on the register.
That
Get
might
those
that might have been
Frenchy noodly arms off of me.
who.
Oh, sorry there.
That might have
Jimmy.
been who Mr. Monroe was with when he come back, but I don't know. They went upstairs. I didn't even know they was together. They come in separately.
Of course. Now,
I know why.
do you know what's the favorite watering hole around here?
Favorite watering hole? Well, there are a dime a dozen right outside, and he's right. There's, every third building is a tavern in the waterfront area.
Well,
Is
within
there
a black
a
radius.
preferred place for seamen to go? God,
Maybe you should call them sailors.
men.
Okay. Meat up my nose.
The wet bucket.
He says, I don't fucking know where they got their beer from, damn it. I don't know. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm calling my attorney.
Well, if you had to go to a bar within a block radius, where would you go personally?
Well, you might try St. Pauli's. You might try Marcel's. You might try
Marcel's, that was it.
Oh, I do
Yep.
recall that name from before.
Well, hell,
Anyway.
go knock him around a little bit.
She
Son of a
doesn't
bitch.
actually say that.
Jimmy, do you want to go knock him around a little bit?
I chuck a 20 in his face and say, "Thanks for the information, pal." No,
Now,
what
that ain't
the
gonna cover the
Caribbean
cost of
guy
my
told us.
crowns.
Give him the name of my dentist.
Dr. King Schultz.
Dr.
Yeah,
King.
here you go. Dr. King Schultz, he does things on the cheap. Look at this gold tooth.
You give him the name of Dr. King Schultz. Very good. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot, Louis. As a matter of fact, where's all your chips at? Louis Desjardins.
He's not on the table, or he wasn't on the
I am
table.
back. No, I just have enough chips
Yeah, I
that
see him.
it doesn't show up as a stack anymore.
Oh, well, then you have to get an extra card then. Try to figure out which one you can play. Or I guess you can play both of them because that was fucking hilarious. That was a good tie-in. Let's see. Adventure cards. You get an adventure card. You get, what is this? Let's see. Riled up. All right.
That would be great for Jimmy, not so much for me.
Maybe not, but again, I allow people to play cards for other people. So, but we haven't even gotten into combat yet. We're still. Are you guys having a good time? Yeah or nay?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope so. I hope so. Very good. Okay, so, this guy is really tired of Jimmy beating on him, and he spills his guts and tells you all that he fucking possibly knows, and you can beat on him a little while longer. And that's about all he knows. Other than you
It's
beat.
fine. I've already paid.
Oh yeah, you paid him $20 and out the door you go. Okay, so what are you doing?
So
Jim,
she did
Marcel's?
not.
you did
yeah,
not
she
do the
didn't-
same thing to that strawberry lady.
What?
Mm,
Oh no, I gave her a good pounding, but it was just a different way. Let's
Well, I can declare that is much, much better.
are we going down to this fucking brewery or whatever?
Ah, yeah, let's go to this Marcel's place.
All
I
right.
think it's a tavern.
So
lead the way.
you guys head down to Marcel's. You guys would know where it's at. It's on the west end of the French Quarter. So I think no. Let me see. It's actually it is not. Where's it at? It is right here. If you're looking at the colored map of New Orleans. So it's in the northeast quarter of.
Could you reshare that real quick, please?
I can. So where the yellow arrow is pointed, right there is
Man,
Marcel.
There's, I was gonna say there's two.
we are doing some major walking.
Yeah, because you're like over in this area right now. Well, yeah, but I mean, have you guys anybody been to New Orleans? You can walk.
I have.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it, man. It's
Yeah,
it's my absolute favorite city. I just absolutely love New Orleans, but and I feel for the people there, all the shit they've been through in the last couple of years. But anyway, so yeah, you're doing some walking, but that's typical for here. I mean, little narrow streets. This place has been here for by now 200 years. You know, think about that. New Orleans has been here 200 years already, and it's 1860.
Wow, you make that sound like a long time.
Well, I know, Carl. You're from where you're at, but for over here, that is a long time. You know, I realize that you probably live next to the old Roman road, or the Roman wall,
Yeah.
Hadrian's Wall. Okay, and that's a long fucking time ago. God, I'd love to come over there. So I'm gonna have to hook up with you sometime. Come over there. Anyway, so where were we at? Headed to Marcel's. All right. So you guys are heading to Marcel's.
The city I live in was founded in 47 AD.
Where's that? All right.
Leicester.
Leicester. Okay. What was it called then, though?
Mm-hmm. Leicester.
Yeah, but it had a whole bunch of letters in it that didn't need to be there.
Do you know the War of the Roses?
It's
Yeah.
not Welsh.
You know the War of the Roses? This was the royalist seat.
Okay.
In the War of the Roses. So this was where the White Rose were.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some digging. Mark this right here on the stream because
we don't actually learn about that. So.
Well, you wouldn't do.
Oh, no, I'm
all
huge.
The history that you deny.
I'm a huge historian, so I dig into anything like that. Absolutely love.
You're
history.
all suddenly Irish and Scottish. There's not an English man living in an English descended person living in America now for some reason.
90% English right here.
I just found it to be.
Mine said Scott.
We just very much prefer the Scottish. You're right.
I'm.
But that's for different reasons. That's for
the
weird reasons.
The thing is, though, is that a lot of you say that, but if you met them. But anyway, right.
Oh, we do know Patty. We know Patty. You know, so let's leave it at that. Patty, we love you. Happy New Year, buddy. Wish you was here, man.
I hope there's many hemorrhoids to cripple this new year, Patty.
Yeah, man.
What'd you say? Hemorrhoids to cripple the new year? What? Does Patty have hemorrhoids?
They're a friendly bunch until they're not.
That sounds like my family.
English.
No. I'm talking about with each other as well.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Hell, that's
Glasgow for the longest time was the knife crime capital of Europe.
Doesn't it have like a 10-year life expectancy less than the rest of the country?
Carl,
Glasgow?
have you looked at the statistics of Western New York? We surpass New York City for several violent crimes.
Yeah, but you've all got guns. This is different.
You've all got guns.
This does not have to do with guns necessarily.
Well, yeah, but down along our southern border, there's a lot of knife fights. But anyway, that's a different subject, Caesar. Yeah, what's the old saying about bringing a knife to a gunfight? Okay, anyway, so you're headed to Marcel's. Are you guys just going there, or are you doing anything else? Just heading to Marcel's.
I'll just head right in. Go up to
just head right in. You know what? We did do some. I'm glad you're keeping me up on that.
Chicago way.
It's 2:00 when you went to check out that hotel room. I'm gonna say.
We couldn't have been there for more than an hour because no one else came.
Yeah, about an hour.
Is this AM or PM?
So I'm gonna say 2 hours have passed by the time you get to Marcel's. Figure out what you're doing. It is PM. Now. I'll give you a timestamp here, so you can drag it into your notes if you want to. Right. So, yeah, anything from the chat you can drag over to your notes. I always keep a journal type thing. I think I said that earlier, so we'll move on. So you head to Marcel's. This rundown 2-story saloon is located on Bourbon Street, about a block west of Gallatin. From the fixtures, the posse can tell Marcel's was once a spit and polish establishment, but it's obviously changed clientele in the past few years, and most of the patrons, as you walk inside, look like dock workers riverboat men, and other working class types. And you can see what are obviously.
Ooh.
You can see what are obviously the security guys, which look like they could be the same person. They look so much alike. Are they twins? Probably. But they look like fucking mountains sitting on these little bitty scrawny chairs by the door as you walk in.
How do they compare with Jimmy?
How do they compare with Jimmy? With Jimmy, one of them could probably shove you up the other one's ass pretty easy, and not even hit the large intestine. You'd just be, you'd still be in a small. Yeah. They could shove you that far up the other guy's ass. He's that fucking big. These guys are huge. I mean, huge, big men. I'd like to say Happy New Year to everybody in Denver. I could change the countdown.
Well, it is. You have a nice establishment here. Perhaps you might get a drink from my friend here who looks quite thirsty.
I'm always fucking thirsty.
So, you walk up to the bar when you walk inside. And there's like a player piano over here, and it's really bad out of tune. And it just keeps playing the same shit over and over and over and over again. And the guys in here...
No effort to change the roll, guys.
Might be the only one the guy can afford.
I've heard the same thing about the toilet paper, too. But moving right along.
And lift the seat. For God's sake, lift the seat.
And flush it after. Oh my god!
Oh, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Remember, anybody? Meet the Fockers? No? Never. Okay, never mind.
My dad. Forever and ever. He still will say that.
Water conservationist? Conservator. Okay, so anyway. That's what we got with piano going on, and that's about all that fucking piano I can take, so we're gonna stop that shit. The owner is a balding man with an ample middle-aged spread, threatening to overflow his belted pants. And he's sitting behind the bar.
Sounds like Justin.
Hey, Justin, perhaps you could speak to him. He looks like he might enjoy your cooking.
Come here, I got a story I gotta tell y'all.
Did I told you about the time I went fishing with the game warden?
With your dynamite?
He was always complaining. I always caught the limit.
Well, what happened?
So I tossed him the stick of dynamite and said, "Are you gonna fish, or are you gonna keep talking or fish?"
Fantastic.
We just cut that one short.
All right, so so you see this guy behind the bar, attending the bar. There's quite a few people in here, but this is not like this is a place where men come to drink. You know, there's not a woman in the place except Ida when you walk in. And when you do, every head kind of turns and looks at her. Even though she's wearing men's clothing, it's obvious she's a woman.
They're all looking in our direction. Louis is going to tip his hat. Like he's the one who's getting the attention.
Yeah, Ida just completely ignores it.
Okay. So, looks like a bar.
Damn it.
Looks like a tavern. What? You unplugged your camera, didn't you, Vinna?
I think I bumped it.
That's all right. Just restart VC, disconnect the call. I'll call you back. So yeah, it looks like a tavern, man. I mean, it's full of drunken sailors, really. Drunken seamen.
What would you do as a drunken sailor early in the morning?
Early in the morning.
Loads of seamen just bumping into each other.
Well, you know the quickest one there.
Only the strong survive.
The one who's made it all the way to the back of the room.
Yep. I know about that. Raised a few of them.
It's the ones walking into the walls you got to worry about.
Okay, so what are you doing here at Marcel's? Just drinking, or what?
Perhaps we should investigate and ask them some questions.
You can call me back now, by the way.
Perhaps you should ask them if we could have a pint of their murder beer.
A pint of their murder beer? What the fuck?
See if Nathan had a tab in this joint.
Yeah. Or do you happen to know Mr. Nathan Parrish?
Give me just a moment. Let me move Vino around here.
Ida's just gonna order a beer and
you're not
pretend
muted,
nothing's
Vino.
going on.
I got it.
All right. You order a beer and Louis walks up and takes over the questioning, huh? This is gonna be good. Okay. So you say what, Louis?
I'd order a whiskey because the beer sounds dangerous.
Well, I don't suppose that Mr. Nathan Parrish was a frequent customer of yours, was he?
Nathan Parrish. Let me see Nathan Parrish. I don't recall the name, but I don't know most of these fellers. Look around you.
Maybe he ran a tab.
I don't run tabs here, mister. If that's what you're getting at, it ain't gonna happen. We pay it's silver dollars right here. I don't want none of that. I don't care if it's printed on Canal Bank notes or U.S. bank notes, or if it's printed on Confederate State Bank notes. I take silver dollars is what I take right here. That's all we take. If you can't pay silver dollars, there's the door right there.
You buckets of that there red ale.
Buckets of red ale. I got some ale here. Who was you asking about?
Is it sweet?
Nathan Parrish, he wasn't a sailor. He may have looked out of place here.
Let me see your bucket. You bring your bucket?
Hold on. So while they're doing their questioning, Ida had...
yeah, I got a bucket, yeah.
Ida had ordered a beer.
Don't leave an alcohol behind.
What kind of beer do you want? I got plenty of different flavors of beer.
Do you sell this beer?
What beer? This bucket? You want me to fill this up for you? What kind do you want? He's got 4 or 5 different taps in the back.
I want what's most popular around here.
Well, Jimmy, perhaps you could try one of each, and then you can compare to what you drank before.
Well,
that sounds like a fucking splendid idea.
So you want one of each? You want one of each then?
Aye.
Well, I'll pour you one of each.
Louis paying.
You know what? Normally it's 2 bits of beer, but I'll tell you what, I got these 5 on tap right here, and for $1, I'll give you a glass each one of them. That sounds
This night has suddenly took a turn for the better. I can tell you that.
There you go. Okay, so he starts drawing this, and he goes, "Let me see your bucket over there." And
it was looking fairly grim for a while, but fucking hell.
He sets the bucket down. He pours these 5 different beers, and he sets them down in front of him. He goes, "Now, what was it? You saying something about
Nathan.
Oh, Nathan Parrish. Nathan, he's that fella who killed somebody, isn't he? They're looking for him. They're still looking for him, I guess.
He's dead.
Well, they recently found his corpse.
They found his corpse.
Yeah, we are investigating the circumstances that led to his grisly demise.
Venner, mute your microphone for a second. I'm playing an audio clip. All right, so you start asking about Parrish.
Don't know much about that feller, except from what I've seen hereabouts. Parrish was pretty much peaceful drunk. If he got too many under his belt, he'd pass out like as not. Seemed decent enough at first, but I guess he just put on a good show, 'cause he was downright prickly after he'd had a few drinks under his belt.
Did you guys get that?
So was he here often?
Well, he cheers often as most of them, probably a little bit more, 'cause he's a local feller.
Did he ever speak to anyone in particular?
No, he spoke to everybody. He spoke to me and Caesar and Hannibal over there, and he points to the two big guys who are kind of sitting over there by the front door. Big old cudgels on their side.
Okay.
So I didn't taste like the first one.
Sorry, Carl, what was that?
It didn't taste like the first pint then.
So you taste the first glass? Roll me a D10.
He drank it all down, 4 gulps.
Just gulp, 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 opened the throat and poured it down. Give me a D10.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a frat boy, Carl.
Ziggy,
all
ziggy,
right.
ziggy. Oi, oi, oi.
So the first one didn't taste anything like it. It's more of a dark, like an English, kind of a nutty beer. Like Bass Ale.
What about that one? Next.
Nutty beer in a place full of semen. What do you expect?
Well, I'll shorten this down, and you chug all 5 of them, and finally on the 5th one, because you rolled a 10, yay for high rolls when you don't really need it, because now I want you to roll me a vigor roll.
Okay.
Not a problem. You pick these up, not that one. No, it ain't that fucking thing either. Oh, that tastes like shit. But you get to the 5th one, that's it right there. I want a bucket of that. And he turns around and he goes, oh, that's my best seller. Crimson Ambrosia, here you go. And he draws you a big old pail of it.
I think somebody forgot to put the alcohol in the other ones.
It's really sweet, though. I mean, this is a sweet beer. It's not.
Where's that barrel come from?
That barrel right there? Well, that's from Labradee Brewery.
Oh, I thought this was a beer.
No, this is a tavern.
I'm just a tavern. I can't make my own beer. But that's my best seller right there. And he draws you a big old bucket of it. He goes, that'll be $1 for the bucket. Hey, you owe me $2.
Oh, here. Oh, I did say I tossed him one before, and I'll
have
another one.
$2 for a fucking bucket. Jesus.
No, the first $1 was for the 5 beers. Yeah.
And then another $1 for the pint, or for
the bucket,
Ah,
which would fill up.
Sure that I don't throw myself out of fucking windy. I'll come back here again.
Well, you have 2 hands. Perhaps you might buy a second bucket.
I think you found a new patron.
So you might shoot yourself.
I haven't got a second bucket though, have I? You see, you need to think.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, I know what I will get you for Christmas next year.
A fucking pail. Let's not waste time with buckets.
Perhaps I will just go right to a barrel.
Sounds fucking good to me. Anyway. This isn't the best place to commit a murder, so should we go somewhere else and drink this shit?
I don't want to drink it.
Well, to be fair, if you were to drink it next to those very large men, you probably would murder them.
Everybody give me a notice roll. All right.
The alcohol has made my instincts razor sharp.
They have. And Jimmy, you swivel around and you look at the guy sitting on the bar stool next to you. These guys are all kind of, your party is sitting here to your left, right? And you kind of look over your shoulder at this guy sitting next to you as you're talking, and you're like, shall we take it somewhere else and go drink it? And you look over at the guy, and he's got a patch on the side of his neck right here.
Look, this. Go on, patch.
Yeah, looks like a scab or something, like about the size of a quarter. Big old sore. It's kind of scabbed over or something.
Well, gee, does it look kind of woody, like it will flake off?
I don't know. Jimmy noticed it.
And is that something significant compared to the normal local populace?
It looks like something fucking nasty. Like he's got a nasty fucking sore on the side of his neck. And
here, look, those two fellas sitting there have got the same weird fucking patch on their neck.
Those two fellers. Which one's the big ones? Are you starting a fight with
the two? No. The two fellas.
Two big ugly bastards.
The two fellas sitting on that bench right there. They got two patches on their neck, exactly the same. Those two fellas.
Okay, Ida, you look at them, and because you said, do they look kind of woody? Maybe, maybe if you could.
Well, that's just because that's how you describe that guy's finger.
Right. So you, unless you go up and ask the guy to examine his neck or grab a hold of him or something. You guys are talking about this, and you see Louis kind of take his cane, and he raises it up and he pokes the guy right in the side of the fucking neck, and the guy turns around and he looks at you, Jimmy, because you're looking at him. He goes, "What the fuck's that all about?"
What?
Fucking be poking me.
Just standing here with my fucking bear. Poking me with what? My dick is in my pants and my hands on my side.
What the hell did you just... What did he just say?
That's a new favorite phrase.
What the fuck? I don't understand a fucking word coming out.
What the fuck you think I'm poking you with? My fucking nose.
You guys see Louis get up, and he's like he's kind of trying to be real kind of nonchalant about it. He's trying to sneak over around behind Justin. Because the trait roll was a natural 1, so I'm not going to give you the raise on it. But so you sneak over around behind Justin. What are you going to do?
I just wanted to be out of punching range.
Oh, you're hiding behind Justin's what you meant. Okay. Yeah. So you make your way over behind Justin. All right, Jimmy's sitting on the bar looking at this guy saying something. You guys are Ida understands him, but I don't think anybody else did. So, Ida, you want to get a closer look, you're either going to have to ask the guy to examine his neck or, just grab a hold of him or something.
Alright, so she's just going to walk over to him with her beard that she hasn't touched because she's kind of freaked out by it, but she won't admit it. It just says, what's that on your neck?
What's that on my neck? And about this time, you see this guy come through the front door, right?
Oh, no.
And the dude doesn't have any pants on, and he's covered in hair from his waist down. But he's got a nice suit jacket and a vest on, and he's got a bowler hat, and he waddles in, kind of like somebody been riding in the saddle too long. And you look, and it looks like he's got feet or hands on his feet, and he reaches down behind him. And you see him squat, and because he's got no pants on, he takes a big shit right in his hand. And he looks up and looks at all of you guys and starts grinning, right?
Grimmy takes cover behind the bar.
I'm trying to hide under the bar.
Who the fuck rolled?
And Jimmy turns around, and he sees this little naked, hairy-looking thing coming through there. Louis looks around, but it's Wilson. At the last moment, Justin turns his head, and this monkey flings this handful of shit right in his face. Pow! And then he starts beating on his chest a little bit, turns around, waggles his ass, and runs out the front door. And
I smell peanut butter.
Justin, you're covered in this this stuff that kind of looks like peanut butter. It's like smeared all down the side of your face.
They don't mean to scare you either, but I feel like fucking killing somebody all of a sudden. Maybe this beer is starting to kick in.
Ida is literally just standing there with her mouth open, like.
Okay,
Did you just say that fucking shit?
Like it didn't go towards you.
Did that just happen?
Is this a fucking bucket of beer or some fucking Green Fairy absinthe shit?
Absinthe.
Well, this is New Orleans. You see a lot of strange shit in New Orleans.
There is an absinthe house.
Categories.
There is the old absinthe house here in New Orleans. You know, so yeah, they do have that here.
That's a fucking Wilmot shit right there.
You know what? If it had happened to you, I would have condoned it.
Justice takes out his hanky and starts
nice of you, isn't it?
wiping this monkey shit off the side of his face. He's like,
Suddenly Justin has ideas for new recipes.
kind of tastes like peanut butter. And Happy New Year, Clyde. I don't know what the hell that was, but I decided to go ahead and play Clyde. I wasn't going to do anything from the points tonight, but Caesar said something about Clyde, and we started something there that night, Caesar.
Yeah.
No, I wonder.
Who knew what would have happened?
Some sort of peanut butter and chocolate crepe.
Peanut butter? I don't know. You want to take a swipe off of his side of his face there and taste it? And
Oh
see?
no!
Oh no!
I'll wait till he makes it himself. Something at his establishment where the health department comes and inspects things.
Okay,
I don't
so
think there is a health.
the little guy with no pants and extremely hairy legs waddles out the front door and he disappears. You're back to Ida. You turn back around as Wilson's wiping his shit off his face, and this guy is kind of into it with Jimmy over Louis poking him in the side of the neck. But he does have something that it does kind of look from. It looks maybe it might be like that scab on that dude, but it's a lot bigger than the one that was on that guy.
So she's just gonna stand there and go, "Where'd you get that?"
Where'd I get what, lady?
That thing on your neck.
What the fuck are you talking about? He says. He's looking over his shoulder at you. Wipes at his neck. He goes, well, fuck, I don't know. Turns around, keeps on drinking, talking to his buddy.
So what happened when he wiped it off?
He didn't wipe it off. He just wiped at it, and he goes, fuck, I don't know. He turns around and starts talking to his buddy sitting next to him. They're like,
maybe you can yank it off.
What? You don't want to pull the...
We must have stood here too long, so Jimmy reaches over the bar, grabs a glass and dips it in the bucket and starts drinking.
Yep.
Alright, so she's just gonna go over and sit down next to him. Pulls up a chair for herself.
Alright. Next to Jimmy? Or next to the guy with the...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go over and shove Jimmy out of the way.
It's in between us, then. It's in between us.
Oh, you left an empty stool? Okay, you left an empty stool there, so she sits between you. You're now between Jimmy and this guy.
Maybe that's the one I was sitting in before I left.
Before, when you poked him?
That's what makes this whole poking thing so unreasonable. I mean, how long does he think my fucking penis is?
Jesus Christ.
Well, if you're as Irish as I am, not very. So let's move along.
Well,
actually, I'm more Scottish than Irish, so yeah, I got that going.
Not
for
much
me.
difference.
There's still all cold parts.
Well, there's a reason that they wore kilts or kilts. They wore kilts. They skinned their bastards and they wore them like fucking furs. Never mind.
The Irish wore kilts as well.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Okay, so let's see. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. It's a Marcel's. All right. Anyway, so Ogden Hanks, the owner of Marcel's, he says, well, why do you take him out to beer?
What's that?
Well, just think about the beer.
He said, what do you think about a bear?
Got it. You got to put it in an Irish accent, and then I get it.
It tastes alright. Way a bit sweet for me, like, but you know, gets job done.
Where'd you get this from?
That's my hottest seller. Well, it comes from Labraday's Brewery. You know Labraday's?
Labraday's.
I think we've had this conversation about 5 times.
Labatt's.
Actually, the Cajuns would pronounce that as Labraday, but this guy goes Labraday's.
Like a dag.
Labraday's, yeah, like a dag. A dag, yeah, dags.
Like Labor Day.
Labatt's.
Periwinkle blue. So he goes, yeah, Labor Day. He goes,
well. So hey, Mr. Bartender, do you have a lot of guests who have strange scabs on their neck? I'm afraid that they have some sort of disease. You know what I mean?
Do they all drink the Labrador beer? Crimson, whatever the hell it is.
Labor Day? What do you mean? Do they all drink it? What do you mean scabs? I don't understand what the hell it is you're asking me anyway. What the fuck?
Look at that fellow over there. Like over there, he's got some kind of growth on his neck. I was afraid that he's got, like the what do they call it?
Who the fuck are you? The health board in New Orleans or what? I don't know what the fuck's wrong with that guy. He's a seaman. I mean, all kinds of shit wrong with seamen.
I am the health board of New Orleans.
So while they're talking, I'm gonna ask this guy. So what you drinking?
The guy next to him?
Yeah, the guy I pushed myself.
Oh, the one with the scab on his neck. He says,
yeah.
I'm drinking that ambrosia right there. Pretty good stuff. Ogden Hank says, yeah, I told you. The Crimson Ambrosia. That's my best beer. He says, but right now I'm the only one they're selling it to. And he tells you this.
Right now, the brewery's only selling to me to see how the beer does. But this stuff is doing so well, I expect Labraday's to start distributing it across the city, if not the state. I tell you, the kegs are moving so fast I'm getting deliveries about every 2 days now. In fact, I'm about out already. Good thing I'm due one tomorrow.
Do you remember if Nathan ordered that? Crimson, whatever the crap?
The Crimson Ambrosia.
I don't know if you guys ever got anything on that or not.
Where exactly is the Labaday Brewery Distribution Center?
He tells you he's not sure. He doesn't. I don't know where it's at. He just comes in every 2 days. He sends a crew around. They offload me some fresh kegs. It's a good thing 'cause I go through this stuff. It's like crazy, man.
What's this fellow look like?
What feller?
The one who delivers the kegs in.
Labraday's? I don't know. I ain't ever met the guy. He's gonna be famous though. I'm sure of it.
He's gonna be here tomorrow, though, right?
Well, he'll have a wagon load here tomorrow. I'm hoping to get at least 3 or 4 kegs. So, word is he's supposed to start releasing this into the rest of the city before long, but I don't know. I say
maybe we ought to have a word with those there wagon fellows. Find out where they came from.
What time are they gonna be here?
I have no idea.
Well,
they
why don't we just
show up every other
stay
day.
here until they arrive?
I'm not sure we can afford your appetite, but we could give it a try.
I don't have rooms for that. You'll have to go down the road to get them. Come back tomorrow. Open at noon every day.
Ain't got a fucking stall at a bar here. I don't need no fucking room.
Oh, you're gonna have to find someplace else to sleep, buddy. You ain't sleeping here in my fucking bar. That's just all there is to it.
I don't think he was planning on sleeping.
Had no intention of fucking sleeping.
Justin's gonna look at Jimmy and say, "How you are? You feeling any urges to kill? Carving some shit up?"
If this fella doesn't start cooperating, maybe. But no, to be honest,
Guys, give me a notice roll.
Not really.
Who?
Well, not you or Jimmy, because you two are talking to each other. Louis, you see Ogden Hanks kind of look up at these two guys over by the door and kind of give them one of these kind of head nods. This big guy comes walking over to you.
My name's Hannibal, and this here my brother Caesar. And it's our job to make sure you mind yourself. You understand what we're talking about? I think y'all ought to think real careful about what you're gonna do here. Love to crack me some skull.
He's a big fella there, isn't he?
These guys are big fucking fellas.
He's
Big fellas.
quite the eloquent folk.
I imagine you eat a lot of protein.
He didn't say anything to you. Just he's done talking. He's got his hand on this big cudgel hanging off his side. Actually, it's not a cudgel. Let's see. What are these?
Stick.
What are these guys sporting anyway?
Beaten sticks.
I've got to find.
You wouldn't want to pay him in a cattle market, might mistake him for a fucking beefcake. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Not at all.
it's a good thing he can't understand the fucking thing you're saying. Let's see. Well, he doesn't have a club. Neither one of them's got a club. But as he's talking to you, you notice him and his brother standing behind him are both slipping on a pair of brass knuckles.
Hey, I said nothing about starting off in here. Just trying to get a drink, you know what I mean?
What
Just
the
trying to spend
fuck
some
is
money
he
in your
saying? I don't understand
Oh,
what
boys.
he's saying.
Don't you worry about this Jimmy here. We'll make sure he leaves with us. He will be causing
a few pails of ale.
Fellers, I don't want no
Fucking
trouble
business.
here. Ogden Hanks
He'll be
says.
causing no trouble.
Don't want
He's
no
just
trouble
all
here.
talk.
I just do my business and you guys go on. You're more than welcome to come back tomorrow at noon when I open up. That's not a problem at all, he says.
I'm sure that Jimmy will be here, but he will be leaving with us. Don't you worry.
All right, so the evening passes, and you guys are sitting here for how long drinking? How long are you drinking this
Till the
Crimson
bucket runs
Ambrosia?
out.
Till the bucket runs out?
Well, not Ida, but
So probably 5 or 6 minutes.
she got other work.
5
to do.
or 6 minutes?
Remy was.
Louise is gonna keep a lookout, see if anyone else has weird scabs upon themselves.
You start looking about, and Louis, give me a notice roll. Ida, yes?
I was just going to talk to this guy again.
Okay, you start talking to him. Louis, you're looking around. You do happen to notice a couple other people that one of them's got it on the back of their hand. One of them's got it on, on their forehead right here. You start talking to this guy again. Ida.
So, this your favorite beer?
That's pretty good stuff. You tried it?
No, not yet.
Bartender, get this lady beer.
It's really good fucking stuff, like, so. If I try to sell a fucking bucket, it's fucking pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I can tell. You're doing a real good job with that.
Right.
It's a good thing
Yeah, I
somebody
thought it was-
understands him.
It was a case I thought the more he drank, the more easy he would be to understand. But such is not the case at all.
Oh, man. Alright,
So, Ida, as you're sitting here looking at him, you keep on occasion kind of looking down at his neck, right? You're like, whenever he turns and looks over at his buddy, he's trying to strike up a conversation with the pretty-looking girl here sitting beside him, right? And so every now and then he looks at his buddy, kind of like one of the man things, like, hey, how am I doing here, looking for his wingman to give him some support. And as he does, you kind of look down at his neck, and you're like, that fucking looks like tree bark. Looks like he's got a chunk of tree bark stuck to the side of his neck right there.
okay. Yeah, that's weird. And after a while of chit-chatting and small talk, she leans in real close to him and then, like, diverts and says, "Are you sure you've no idea where this came from? This is real weird."
Fuck me, I thought she was going in for a fucking kiss there, like.
You say this to the guy sitting next to you?
Oh, yeah, the guy that's been flirting.
And you're kind of touching him on the neck right there?
Oh, we're not touching.
Oh, you're not touching. You're not
No,
touching.
there is no touching. There is no... no.
Not that kind of club.
She went in for a kiss by all respect, though.
And he looks at you kind of funny.
It's probably...
It's kind of one of them things you almost pushed him away with this comment. He goes, "What, this?"
I expected that.
He goes, "Hell, my line of work, you got to be a real man to do, you know what I mean?"
Oh, yeah? And
Sometimes,
what do you do?
I work on the river.
On the river. Well, these not so fine gentlemen here work on the river, and they don't got things like that.
I could be in Natchez on the Hill tomorrow. I could be in Cairo. I could be in St. Louis. Ain't no telling. Well, it'd take me longer than tomorrow to get to St. Louis. Actually, one time.
You ain't getting to Cairo tomorrow, but.
Well, he's just going on and on and on. You know what I mean? He thinks he's got him a, hooking a woman for the night here.
He's a real fucking seaman.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't pick up on that side turn. That was a hard left, and he did not notice.
He did not notice at all. He just keeps on talking about what kind of a man it takes to do his job. And there's no telling, you can have a line snap on a barge and take a man's head plumb off. That's hard telling. It's a rough job. I make a good living, though.
It is.
I could provide.
Oh, I'm sure you will do a fine job one day.
All right.
Well.
Louis, are them other scab-riddled scoundrels drinking that same crimson beer? Can you tell what they're drinking?
Does it seem like that's the case?
Well, you guys have been in here long enough now to know that Ogden Hanks goes over to that tap and draws that crimson ambrosia 10 times more than he draws any other beer out of here. So that's what most of these guys in here are drinking.
It's the beer.
How long you had that beer on top there for?
This one? That's my second keg today. He said, "Oh, hell, I'll have to change it again tonight, and I only got one more. But that's okay, because I got some more coming tomorrow."
When did they start shipping it?
I've been running this for, about 2 or 3 months now while Labradase gets his brewery ramped up. He can't stock the city yet, but he said, I got word from his people, said any day he's going to start distributing to everybody because it's such a favorite in here. He didn't expect to have this kind of turnover. It's taking him a while to get his operation ramped up, I'm sure.
Where is this Labradase factory? Any idea?
Oh, I don't know. I got no idea where it's at. I just know he's on time. Every other day like clockwork.
How long these murders been going on?
10 years?
About a month.
Oh, okay.
And he's been serving this for 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it was everybody, there'd be a lot of fucking more murders, wouldn't there?
Definitely.
Says, well, about 2 months, I guess. About 2 months. But, it's great. Did you get yourself a glass? Here. Did you want some? Anybody else want to drink while I'm up here?
No, I don't want none of that shit.
Well.
Is there, like, flies or mosquitoes or any shit like that flying around the place?
All over the fucking place, man. The windows are open, the doors are open. This is the swamps in July. There's flies and mosquitoes everywhere.
There is a well-dressed monkey in here already, so...
Yes, there's lice now.
With no pants.
with no pants.
I would not call that well dressed.
He looked pretty sharp for a
nice
monkey. Actually, he wasn't a monkey; he's an ape. But nobody's really ever called that into question. 1878. I don't know how many people knew the difference. All right.
Darwin had written his books by then.
Oh, yes, but I'm talking about in a tavern in New Orleans. What the fuck was that? It was about all you're going to get from these. I seen one of them one time in a circus. Anyway. All right.
Yeah, I think we should. Louis got a good plan there.
What is this plan?
Well, perhaps when they come with the delivery wagons, we can tail it afterwards and see where the location of the brewery is when it returns back. And
absolutely. We could also just look it up in the municipality records.
And Jimmy's got a what the fuck look at his face. I said that about fucking 5 minutes ago. What the hell?
You did, Jimmy. That you did.
You ought to be a cop, Jimmy. So you know what we're gonna do? You guys got to this point.
That there is fighting talk, fella.
And because of that, we have this. You guys will get an advance, and we're gonna take a 10-minute break. So while we take a 10-minute break, you guys will do an advance on your characters, and everybody else here is familiar with doing that except for Caesar, maybe Kay. So you guys might help them for a second, but we're going to take a quick 10 minutes, bio break and stuff, and come back and hopefully start wrapping things up here pretty quick. So stick around, and